Hello everyone. Hi. My friends call me Captain. I'm happy to share with you guys a little bit my story with my car. This is a 2006 Carrera GT in steel gray. Obviously a manual shift V10 naturally aspirated engine. One of my young kids' dream car. I got a car 3 years ago. It's a very fortunate time and a lot of relationship goes on. I'm very fortunate to own this car. When you drive the car, obviously it's one of the very last manual Porsche, supercar Porsche you will see. The car itself has a legendary V10 naturally aspirated engine, which Porsche used to design for their F1 project. It's really a driver's car. You have to focus on your clutch input. You have to focus on your shift input. It obviously has a single flywheel, which is very light. It puts a lot of power. And the car is so light. And remember, the car chassis is actually designed for Le Mans. When you're really pushing the car, you're really pushing a race car. And I'm not capable to do that kind of a professional thing. So when you're really beyond or really near your limit for the car really bites. Everything with this car needs fast reaction. It needs high pace. I was talking to some of the guys in 2 weeks ago in the IMSA race. They were talking one of the race cars. The walking windows is very narrow. I think Carrera GT is one of the very good interpretation for that kind of a race car on the road. Your walking windows to get a car properly running, free running, it's very narrow. So it requires you a lot of focus. But obviously, when you really know the car, when you hear the engine revvings, the V10 is just very different compared with all the other engines. Especially this one is 5.7 liter. It's actually a big displacement for V10. So the car still revs beyond 8,000 RPM. All the high pitch rumblings when you do the higher RPM is totally different. I've been driving the Lamborghini's V10, I've been driving the BMW's V10, and I've been driving the Viper V10. There's nothing compared with this engine. This engine is fast. It's just fast. I haven't tried the Lexus V10, but I think that's something very similar approach. But luckily, Carrera GT has a manual. So I would say this is a very unique combination you will see. A manual car with a very fast response, naturally aspirated V10, and it has a very unique chassis. Sharing the stories and sharing your experience with the car, it's the beauty. I would love to talk to people who own their cars, why they own their cars, how they enjoy their cars. We probably won't see these kind of cars in the next 5 or 10 years. It's just gone. We are at a transition time, and the hybrid technologies comes in. The electric cars comes in. And with the car's performance, a lot of things has been changed. The naturally aspirated engine won't be there. The manual shift is just way too slow. It won't be any manual naturally aspirated cars anymore. And it will probably won't be any ICE cars, internal combustion engine anymore. And the aerodynamics plays a big part of the car's performance, especially on the track now. So every dynamic car so far we've been seeing, it's been very aggressive. But go back to the early 2000s, or say even late 1980s, around 1990s, early 2000s, this is the golden time. The the engineers only can use the engine, the chassis, the mechanics to make everything right. Now people will be able to use different powertrains, different setups, different computer systems to help you. But around the Carrera GT time, it's more about the peak for mechanics, how the machine can work with human beings, how the drivers can utilize car performance from the clutch, from the throttles, from the brakes. It all requires people and machines to be combined to get a perfect harmonies, and people have to work with their cars. There's no whole lot of electronics to help you. So getting to know your car is more about husband to know wife, wife to know husband. And this is where you really pay back when you really put your time and efforts to drive those cars. We are very, very, very lucky. We still be able to fill up our car with gas. We don't know what's gonna go for 20 or 30 years later. And I don't even know if my kids still love the car. They wanna drive the car around they're 60 years old or 70 years old. What are they gonna do? But we're so lucky. We're in a time we still can appreciate, we still can drive those cars. And those cars, every time when you drive it, really drive it, it will give you a lot of a smile on your face.